You're watching Mirror 7 News. Stay informed, stay ahead for more news.
Celtic were left frustrated on Wednesday night after being held to a goalless draw by Kairat Almaty in the first leg of their Champions League playoff at Parkhead. A match that was expected to be a strong showing for the Scottish champions instead turned into a tense evening, with fans voicing their anger and Brendan Rodgers admitting the squad is far from where it needs to be. A lack of transfer activity has been a central talking point all summer, and Rodgers did not hide his feelings. He insisted the decision not to strengthen ahead of such an important tie was not my decision, but admitted he simply has to accept where it's at. Despite 7 new arrivals during the window, only Benjamin Nygren and returning left-back Kieran Tierney were in the starting 11. Key figures from last season, like Kyogo Furuhashi and Nicholas Kuhn, have moved on without being replaced, while Jota remains sidelined long-term. The imbalance in the squad was evident, and Rodgers openly acknowledged that improvements are badly needed. On the pitch, Celtic failed to create enough clear chances, and the visitors from Kazakhstan settled quickly, even having a goal ruled out for offside in the first half. Injuries did not help matters either, with Alistair Johnston forced off on a stretcher. The Hoops improved after the break, particularly when substitutes like Hyunjun Yang injected some energy, but they could not find the breakthrough. James Forrest struck the post. Daisen Maeda wasted a golden opportunity in stoppage time, and frustration spread through the stands. As the second half wore on, chants of "sack the board" rang out across Celtic Park. Rodgers, with a wry smile, admitted he has heard that before in football, and often it is the manager who pays the price when fans turn against the hierarchy. But he was clear. The club must bring in players if they want to compete seriously in Europe. Captain Callum McGregor echoed that sentiment, admitting the first half was far too passive, which only fed the crowd's anxiety. He felt the team responded better after half-time, but lacked the bit of quality needed to open the game up. Rodgers also reflected on that sluggish start, describing the side as being on autopilot and insisting a far sharper display will be required in Kazakhstan. Now Celtic face a daunting 7,000-mile round trip for next week's second leg, knowing only an improved performance will give them a chance of reaching the Champions League group stage. Kairat will be without teenage talent Dostan Satpayev, suspended after a late booking, but Rodgers' men must show far more intensity if they are to avoid another European disappointment. It was Rodgers' 800th game as a manager, but instead of celebration, it brought only questions about Celtic's readiness, their recruitment strategy, and whether this squad truly has what it takes to compete at the highest level. Fans will be hoping answers and goals arrive quickly. Stay subscribed for more videos.